Hi and welcome back to RezIntel.net. This is the fourth video in the series on how to use the CMS within your new website. In this video we're going to have a look at this section and just have a look how we can manipulate some text about. This will obviously put you in good stead for using text throughout the whole of the website. So if we again go to Edit Web Page, Website. Select Main Menu, select Home Page, and we'll edit the page. Now it's worth remembering when editing we are dealing with a database, so sometimes we need to toggle the work we're doing on just to make the database move on so that we see the changes. Now as we explained in the previous video, the banner is in Content Bar 1 and Content Bar Backgrounds. Content Bar 2 is just Content Bar 2. There's no background image associated with this picture. So we're just going to focus on the text. You can see here that the text is made up of a heading, two lumps of text, and actually a widget here called Invisible Rule. And that is just to build a little space underneath here so that the text doesn't come up hard against this next content area. Just makes it look a bit more professional. Again, if you want to edit text, it's a really simple thing. You can just go in, maybe just click onto it and then just start to edit. There's no great skill on this, so you just literally go in and edit away. As I say, just toggle the text around and you'll see once the database clicks on one, the text changing. There's the word start in there, and now that's here in the background. If you want that to actually be published on the front of your site, you need to physically press the publish button. So if it's not here and you press publish, it won't appear in the front of the site. If it's here and you haven't pressed publish, it won't appear in the front of your site. You must make sure you can see it visibly here and you click the word publish. Now if you want to move this paragraph above this one, then you can simply just do that. Again, just allowing the database to do its thing. There we go. And again, we publish that, and now that text has actually changed around on the front of the site. If we want to make these words italics, we can just highlight them. And you've got the opportunity to make them bold, to make them italic, to underline them, or to make them a link. Perhaps here we wanted to add another text box in, and we wanted to make a click here function. So one nice little trick here is we can highlight that, we can do a link. And if we make it to a particular page, we'll put this to the Book Now page, like so. And if we actually go into this section and go to the controls and go to Advanced Text Styles, you can see there's all sorts of things we can do with that text. We can turn them into an icon tick, or in this case we're going to make it a button. So the text, as I say, just give that a toggle just to encourage the database to go on one. And just wait a little while. There you go, and now we've got the text has become a button. That's not appearing on the home page because I don't want it there, but you can see how to do it. So we're not going to publish it, but what we are going to do is just delete it. Now, and we'll publish that because we don't want it there. If you said to me, oh Lars, I do want that button but I've just lost it, you can go to the cogs up here and you can just select them and undo the work you've done, and the button appears back now. Likewise, if you make a note of when you first started working on your editing the text or your website, make a note of the time. So we started work on this about 1326. If you've made a real mess of what you're doing and you're just getting yourself into a position where you wish you could go back 10 minutes, you can. In fact, you can go back as long as you want. This is an ongoing backup, but just make a note of when you started the work, so that if you've made some changes and they just don't look right, then you can just literally go back to that point in time. Very useful tool indeed. Let's just get rid of that section. Again, we just toggle that forward, wait for the button to disappear. It is slightly slow working through the video editing here. It will be quicker when you use it in real life. There we go, that's gone, and publish that. Other little things you can do with text which are quite nice. If you want to bring a image into that text, so again you can just drag an image in, take media and files, we drop an image in, we just call it a test image for the moment. If you then go into the image itself and bring the image you want to drop into the text, so let's just put our logo in for the time being. So our logo, when we highlight that now, should be there. Oh, it's not there. Let's try again. Let's just check it again. It should be there now. There we are. And if we make this alignment left, and then just do our toggly thing and just wait for the database to move on, you'll see that the text has wrapped round the image. If you'd have set that to alignment right, again, just toggle the text around, wait for the database. Let's see going on down here. And the text wraps around the image to the left. If you want the image above that, then what you can do is make the alignment central, make the size extra large landscape. That will fill up as big a gap as that text will allow, and the image will then appear above the text. But let's take that out because we don't actually physically need that image in there anymore. Again, we'll just toggle that and wait for the database. And publish. And that's basically how you use the text function. When you go into this, you'll see that when you go to text format, you've got these different sizes: main heading, subsection heading, minor heading, and bulleted lists. Now, these are fixed within the edit template section, and the reason these done this way is in order to work with the accessibility on the site. It's very important that the site remains structured. If you wish these text elements to be bigger, so in other words you'd like the text size of H1 to be bigger, then you need to go into the edit template section and change it there. And we can show you that now. So if we go out of this and we go back to, if you remember, the image of the screen with a little dash at the bottom, and we look at edit template, and if you remember, we were in content bar 2. Well, let's just engineer that up. So if we highlight content bar 2 and we scroll down, and here we go, here's H1 font. So we can change the actual font type. We could make it any of these, or if needs be, we can help you bring another font in from any Google font. Sorry, got rather ahead of myself. Let's go back to where we were. Edit template. So back to content bar 2. So as you can see, you can change the font and you can change the size of the text. You can also, within this section, if you want, change the color of the font here. These are all hexadecimal fonts, so you know, a color of a pixel on a computer is designated by a hexadecimal code. If you just Google hexadecimal code for or color picker, something like that, you'll easily find a little plugin that you can go around and pick out the colors and select this the appropriate hexadecimal code. In fact, we'll do a little video on that at some point, and I'll find a couple of apps for people to use. You can also, within this thing, if you want to, if you're not happy with that grey background, you can actually go in and change the color of the background. We've made it, actually it's a white background, we've made this one white. You could go in and change the color of that background, or you could even put a background image in here, and you can change the opacity of that image to be lighter so that the text will shine out. So that's how you can control the size and the font of your text. And obviously you can vary that font between different banners. So in other words, you can have one type of font on content banner 1, which is our banner. You can have another type of font on content bar 2 and content bar 3, and so on. It's really up to you what you want to do. So that's basically a quick overview on the second area on the home page, the content bar 2, and also a little bit of an idea on how to manipulate text. We'll have a look at that in more detail as we go.